It's 800-533-6605.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
We now have control of your radio. Yeah, that's right. Another hour of Money Talk on the FM Money Talk Radio Network. 95.3, 96.9, WWNN.
This program is furnished by amp2tv.square.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the AMP Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. Oh, I'm sorry, the brunch show.
Brunch?
What do I call this?
It's still Brooklyn Cafe, but it is at brunch.
Welcome to brunch time. I can't get over that.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Live on WWNN. It is a wonderful Wednesday. Got to go back to basics. I have my lovely sparkly wand. We've got the symphony in the house. She said she should have brought her wand. Definitely should have brought your wand. I should share a wand with you as well, Freddie. Here's yours. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe live brunch show on WWNN 95.3 FM.
And this is the point, not the other.
96.9 FM and 1470 AM. You can find us streaming all over social media. We are very excited to be doing, what's our second week of brunch?
Second week. I'm having a ball with this.
You having fun with this?
I am, because everybody now tells me, wow, you have a show on radio. Yeah, I've had it for 7 years. But,
changing the time up a little bit.
Yes. Now, I got to tell you, Dawn, you did a nice job yesterday putting together all those pieces.
Thank you.
And I woke up this morning listening to the opera of Michael Peer.
Yes.
Peer, right? And I had it in the bathroom, so I cut it up so that I could have back to back to back, because he did 6 sets. And I put it in the bathroom, and Linda walks in and says, who is that? I go, thank you for watching the show, number one. But wow, unbelievable stuff. The guy is unreal. And it's fitting that you have who you have in studio today.
You know what happens is Monday night, we changed up one of our productions on Better Hair, Better You. And you told me that I set the bar a little high. So now I have to set my bar even higher. And yesterday's show, and I heard Gene talking to Mark a little bit today, I never know how shows are going to line up when we start booking clients and guests, depending on when it works for them. Yesterday's show was just all about children and the grace of God and having faith and the music, what music brings forward, and photography, right? All about the arts. Today's show happens to be, by happenstance, all about the music. Last Wednesday, we were fortunate to interview South Florida Symphony Orchestra, but the connection via our platform and having 3 people on one mic wasn't strong enough, and we wanted to give them all their due diligence. So they're live here in our studio, and we've got Gene Townsel joining us. And I sent you some of his music, but he has done a whole lot more since those links that we sent. We're going to talk about that. Again, it's about the kids. Seems to be that is the calling of the year that I keep getting.
Well, I tell you, Jingle Jam that we did in December now has bled into January with different deals, different musics, different followings. And I'm excited about doing that. I got a lot of phone calls about events. It seems like March and April seems to be the day that things are going to come back online, which we anticipated. We knew this coming in December. So, you know, as soon as the situation cools down a little bit, you're going to be seeing a lot more from us on the outside at Parker Playhouse, Meisner Park, a lot of different venues to get the noise out, to get it going.
So business has definitely changed, and that's on our business show, but I guess this is the business station. So all we can say is keep doing what you do, follow your passion, and tweak it a little bit along the way, because it's different than it has ever been. It is certainly different than it was in 2020 and 2021 and 2022 when we all thought we were going back to what it was. We are not. So it still needs a little bit of tweaking along the way. We've got our new ad agency department in our cafe. I'm excited that that's coming forward.
Now that's exciting, yes. That's
So putting some new merch together, some new ads together for some different clients, and you can always let us know how we can help you amplify your impact on business by calling us live on the radio station at 888-565-1470. Say hi to Ryan's on the board today.
Ryan, is he? Yep. Hey, Ryan, you're on the board?
Yes, I am. Good morning, Freddie.
Good morning, Ryan. Nice to have you
We
join
do that
us.
and make sure he can hear us. No other reason.
Well, we got a lot going on, so let's get right over to the symphony, because I think we've got John joining us via vMix.
Yes.
Say that 10 times fast in the morning
John joining
show.
us via vMix.
Via vMix. So let's head over. We've got Mark and Jacqueline joining us. You guys, we just need, and there's Sabrina and John. So I just need you all to take your mics.
You're going to have to switch.
And I'm going to
We got to get off of...
We're going to take our mics also, so we're going to be on 5 and 6, you guys.
And let's mute 1 and 2.
So we've got Mark. We've got the whole crew here. So Mark, I'm going to let you or Jacqueline do the honors of the South Florida Symphony.
So hello, I'm Mark Nedlin. I'm the development officer for the South Florida Symphony, and thank you, Dawn and Freddie, for having us back again. We are pleased today to talk about the symphony, and next to me is Jacqueline Lorber. She is the CEO and president of the symphony. And on screen is Maestra Sabrina Alfonso, our music director and conductor, and John Gottsch, who is down next to her, and he is the composer in residence for the symphony this year.
So welcome, everyone. We're going to do this round 2 because it is so important to get arts and get some information out about the symphony. So Jacqueline, who do I start with, Jacqueline or Sabrina? Sabrina, I know, started this in Key West, correct?
Yeah, start with Maestra Sabrina.
All right, let's start with Maestra Sabrina. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
this was the Key West Symphony. Started 25 years ago, almost 25 years ago, and 12 years later we expanded to the mainland, and we've been here ever since and have really grown the symphony into a major organization that works in the community with everyone, children and adults alike. I heard you talking about the children and arts, and we're very pleased. And from the beginning, our mission has always been to be able to give music education and outreach to the children as much as we do the adults. So it was always a 50-50 relationship with us. It still is, as far as the children are concerned.
And now you're on the mainland. You're based out of where?
We have offices in Fort Lauderdale and Miami, and we play in Broward, Dade, and in the Keys.
And what is your mission of the symphony? Because when I think symphony, we think opera, you think classics. What is your mission with regards to the symphony?
The official line is to delight, inspire, and educate the communities that we serve through music.
So we've got Jacqueline Lorber joining us, CEO of the South Florida Symphony. So welcome. Thank you for joining us and making your trip up here today.
It's
And what does
exciting
that
to be
look
here
like?
and
Thank
be
you
with
so much.
Thank you.
How do you do all of that? Delight, inspire.
Well, I think through Sabrina's programming, that is the key element to everything. It derives from her passion for the children that we serve and the communities, finding music that is going to resonate and fit certain themes. Also, our work in presenting new composers like John, and we're sort of ahead of the curve. Mark and I attended a conference a few years ago in Nashville, and they were just starting to talk about women music directors, which you see we have here, women CEOs, which of course I am, female composers, which we do a lot of, and the diversity aspects of music as it relates to the new ways of communicating with people. And these are all things that Sabrina's done since the inception. So I think she's always been a pioneer and ahead of the curve for everyone. And we were very excited whenever we can kind of do a mix of the classics as well as new composers. And so when we met John a few years ago, it was a perfect fit to bring him on board. And now we're going to be working on presenting the premiere of his work, which was also recorded and picked up by Naxos for international distribution, and even submitted for a Grammy. We did not win the Grammy, but that's nice that they did that, and we're really excited to be in the realm of the great organizations that present music all over the country.
Congratulations. And John, you are their composer in residence.
Yes, I've been the composer in residence for 3 years, and it's been a tremendous collaborative effort with the South Florida Symphony. Such a joy to work with these exceptional and accomplished musicians and these extraordinary soloists. And of course, our music director, the maestra Sabrina Alfonso, is such a joy to work with. And we're so excited about this premiere that will occur a week from tonight in Fort Lauderdale.
And that is going to be at Parker, right? The newly renovated, magnificent old Parker Playhouse, newly branded the Parker.
That's a $30 million plus renovation that was a labor of love for the Broward Center for the Performing Arts, who manages that facility as well as many others in the community. But I have to say that I think she's the grande dame for them. It's just a beautiful hall with continental seating, and they've brought it up into modern times, but kept the grandeur of the playhouse that was originally there. We just love being there. It's great for us, and the audiences love it. We're having record numbers
We really are.
for the season.
How often will you be at the Parker this year?
We'll have the concert this concert. We'll have our gala at the Porter Ballroom in February with Svetlana Smolina, and then we'll have one more concert in March and in April. So there's 3 more times starting this month to catch us at the Parker.
Yes.
And then, of course, we then tour down to Miami.
We go to
with
Miami
Mark.
and then off to the Keys. The next day is Miami, and then 2 days later it's in the Keys.
And who puts together all of the pieces? Is that through you, Sabrina, or John? How does it all come to be on what songs you do and who plays and all the pieces that go with this?
Well, John's music has a specific, instrumentation. And honestly, when I was programming and deciding what to program with John's piece, it's such a passionate and emotional, and it takes a real journey of all the different emotions that I wanted to match it with a piece that sort of does the same, but totally different style. And that's how we program the Tchaikovsky 6. We have incredible staff, and each of them have, their part of putting this all together. It is a lot of work. It's because we're having to organize it in 3 different venues, and literally moving from venue to venue. But we have a fantastic staff and, fantastic musicians who, are very responsible. They get there, they do the work, and each time they play, they pour their hearts out to the audiences, which is, I think, why we're having such success. Because when we bring, when the audiences come, our goal is to bring the music emotionally as it's intended, and the more the audience responds to that, the more we feel it, and the more they get what we hope that the composers wanted us to get to the audience.
What has it been like for all of you to tweak, to pivot, whatever you want to call this, getting back out there, the adjustments, to get back out there? I mean, music is music, right? It's the heart and soul of people and bringing cultures together, but now everyone's got to wear masks and what they're doing. So what has it been like for you? Has it changed your passion or your purpose?
Well, for me, what's interesting is that normal is exciting. And, because trying to get back to normal is exciting. The interesting part of all this for me personally was last year we had to do our concerts virtually. So the orchestra, we're in a big, huge building. The orchestra came together. Everyone had to have, their COVID tests, and everyone had to wear masks. This is before, we were all able to get vaccinated. And everyone had to be separated 6 and 10 feet. It was quite an undertaking. But what was interesting is that we would come in for the week. We'd do 2 recordings a week, 2 different concerts, because we were recording all of our masterworks, and it was very intimate. And what it did was it felt like, it's like the orchestra came together and just decided we were going to be able to keep giving music to the audience, So it was very intimate. And what's the difference is then when we shift, it's a little scary. We're all concerned about, we don't want anyone to get sick or get exposed. But the difference is when you have an audience, the audience doesn't know this probably, but we feel the audience. When they respond, we feel it. It's the energy is in the air, and that is something that you don't get when you're just, performing it to microphones. But the shift is mostly just, we still had to be cautious when we were doing the virtual concert. So I don't think in that way much has shifted. We're grateful that like the Parker has and the other venues, they take a lot of precaution. So we feel that our concerts have been successful and that we aren't, people aren't getting exposed, and that they're able to come get out and just, sort of breathe and be normal. And for me, the shift is normal, so exciting, just to be able to get out and be with other folks, especially folks who love this music, and allow us to share it with them.
Getting back out there. And John, has your music changed? We have a lot of artists in our studio, and some of their art changed pre-pandemic, during the pandemic. You can see it in their artwork, and then post-pandemic. Has your music or how you're putting pieces together changed for you at all? Has the energy shifted?
Yes, that is certainly true. The Princess Yervskaya piece was written before the pandemic, but I've written another work that hopefully will be played in the future that definitely was influenced by this ordeal that we've all gone through over the last 2 to 3 years.
It's so interesting. And Mark, for you, before we head to commercial break, you are head of Miami Development.
Correct.
What does that look like for the symphony and what you are looking to achieve?
So I was brought in 4 years ago to develop Miami, and that's really what I'm doing. We have things that go on in Miami that don't necessarily happen in Fort Lauderdale. We have a once-a-month series in Bal Harbor that came out of, we did a memorial concert for the Surfside victims and families. We were the official symphony to do that, and from there a relationship was built, and we have a full series in Bal Harbor that is happening once a month. It'll happen at the end of this month and happened the 4th Sunday of every month. So Miami is growing, and it was important for the symphony to have Miami as a market. We've been at Temple Israel, which has been a home for the symphony for the past 4 years, and from there we were able to have patron engagement and build an audience and build a love for the symphony in Miami. We've always performed in Miami, but now we're able to, since we have a full series in Miami, build an audience, and Miami is growing.
And lots of engagement there with the Sagamore Brunch, which has been our 3rd year involved with that. We were involved with the dedication of the ambulance
Yes.
for the Ronitz family
Exactly.
from Sagamore and Israel's 70th anniversary. We participated in a phenomenally exciting activity for Tiffany's. The agency that presents Tiffany's had the symphony perform in the takeover for Art Miami Week.
It was a Miami takeover. Really, Tiffany's hired us to bring our orchestra to the Fontainebleau and to the Carlisle Hotel. And we performed right in front of the old fountain in the Fontainebleau. Miami was lit up in Tiffany blue. The Fontainebleau itself had the Beyonce and Jay-Z Tiffany ad streamed, right onto the building itself. It was video mapped. It was an incredible experience.
We're really finding all kinds of incredible things. Here we did just on the boat show for the super yachts in the Super Yacht Village with Benetti, which was an operatic program that Sabrina put together. So all of the things that she comes up with musically are being absorbed into the mainstream, really,
Yes.
of everything that's going on in town. And it's just wonderful to get those phone calls and have people stop us and recognize what we're doing. It's really a high honor.
I think the delivery has changed towards opera. When I was growing up, we couldn't afford to go see opera. And then I played in the orchestra. I played the cello. And I didn't know a cello from a guitar from a speaker. I never knew what a cello was when I was growing up. And all of a sudden, I think the delivery has changed where more people now want to be part of it, like the theater. I talked to Barry, and there's no feeling in the world like walking into a theater and watching the pit and doing what's going on. And when you combine that with a play and everything else, you see Hamilton. I mean, forget about it. It just goes to another level. But I think that Miami is beginning to take the forefront. Florida is beginning to do more in this level because we've gotten phone calls from overseas to do things. And I'm sitting here saying, okay, what are we going to do now? But you know what? You learn because you do. So I sort of am intrigued. I love the Parker, by the way. I may get tickets to listen to this thing and I've never been a fan because I didn't know it better. But now I'm getting educated as to what's going on. And it's been happening over and over every week. So I'm glad they're here to tell people on the radio, this is the place to go get your tickets. How do you get tickets? How do you do that whole nine?
Freddie, you asked the right question. Tickets are available at southfloridasymphony.org and any of the 3 venues that we perform in, whether it's the Parker or at Temple Israel or at the Tennessee Williams at the College of the Florida Keys are available through the website. Subscriptions are already sold for the season, so now we're just on what's called single ticket sales. So those are the locations. And also, to your point, we make it very accessible. Tickets start at $35, which is essentially if somebody goes out to dinner, they can afford to go to a show. And most importantly, for the children, we have the program that we do with Carnegie Hall with the Link Up program. We have the program that we do with the Turnaround Arts program. This year, we're going to hit 100,000 children that we will have served through our Symphony to Schools program.
It is. It's wonderful. It's an amazing opportunity for these students to really see a symphony and really for free, and to relate to this STEAM program that we do. It's wonderful. We have so many different programs, and they're all incredible. And this year we'll be announcing a new one.
Yes, as the focus of the programs are science, technology, engineering, art, and math, which is what the STEAM stands for. And it's a way of delivering a message for us through music, but encouraging young people who might not have ever had a chance to see a symphony in person. We do that. Not only are we in the classroom before they come to a concert, but then we see them at the concert. And they might even live near a venue, but they would never be able to go if it weren't for us bringing the program in. So we rely on donations for that, and we're very, very fortunate to have a lot of participation in those areas.
And tell us again how to get tickets.
southfloridasymphony.org.
Wow. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's always about spreading culture.
I'm going to get tickets.
You're going to get tickets? You're going to take the kids?
I
know. I always go back to the kids.
Why you gotta do this?
Because you got 3 grandsons. I think you should take them. Well, maybe not Brecken, but definitely Rowan and Joey.
3, first of all, maybe Rowan. The other one's a little too young. I want to see this. I want to.
I think it's perfect pop-up to take the boys.
You take them.
I'll take them. I'm all
You're
in.
gonna be getting up and going to the back. I want to see. I want to feel this. I'm an adult now. I want to be down. I want to be down, way back in the front.
All in. So check
There
it
you
out,
go.
southfloridasymphony.org. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
two.
you.
Definitely well worth the trip up here. We're going to take a
Thank you.
commercial break. When we come back, we've got more with music. We've got Gene Townsel joining us. I hope maybe Mark and Jacqueline will stay with us. And then, of course, we've got our brunch drink joining us all the way from Boston. I hear it's -9. So I hope Steve Grubb
Frozen
has
drinks.
like a hot something for us to be trying out. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Put them in my safe frame. Max Lozega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lozega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lozega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Even though some things are far away, we plan for them ahead of time because they're important. When it comes to your celebration of life, it's really no different. You want to plan ahead now so your family doesn't have to later, and create a service that reflects your values, character, and traditions, no matter what they may be. At Dignity Memorial, we listen to every detail and make sure everyone is remembered.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful...
Once a professional musician, artist Steven Zwirn uses his creativity through multimedia artistic expression. His compositions use acrylic paint to create 3D masterpieces. Steven's fascination with brilliant colors and intriguing patterns with jewels and rhinestones entices the eye with color and dimension. For more information on the artwork of Steven Zwirn, contact Steven at 914-656-9060 or stevenzwirn.com.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Listen, I just got some news.
You did?
Mike Bazzuli's back on WNN Radio.
Oh, very nice.
Remember the mixer?
I thought he moved to Las Vegas or
He
the
did.
West
He
Coast.
came back.
Okay.
Then he went to Tampa. He came back.
Okay.
And now he's back.
Okay.
Mike Bazzuli used to be the voice of Mike Bazzuli, and he used to play for the New York Jets.
Really? Very nice.
And it's funny because after this show, Jeff DeForest is on. Maybe Jeff should highlight Mike Bazzuli.
I don't know the politics of that, but welcome back to our Wednesday brunch show, the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Give us a call at the radio station, 888-565-1470. In our last segment, we had the pleasure of actually interviewing the South Florida Symphony, which was amazing. You know, I never really got to go to the symphony, but I'm thinking now that I'm being educated, or as you say, edumacated, that we should actually go.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
SouthFloridaSymphony.org. And we have another guest joining us. We've got Gene Townsel joining us. And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Gene in person. Gene's card, so talk about marketing. Someone brought his card that you were doing a talent search for children for music around South Florida in the Deerfield area. And it was brought to my attention, and of course it's always about the kids and music and the arts. So I spoke to Gene, and then he sent me some of his former work. So again, it is all about the music. So let's bring Gene on and talk to Gene, what he's doing. Well, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Just need you to talk into your mic, please.
Hi, how are you?
How are you, Gene?
He's got a voice for radio. What do you think about
He
that?
does. You done radio in the past?
No, I haven't.
Or TV? Nothing with that voice?
TV a little, but nothing like what you do. Just being interviewed, stuff like that.
I'm
Performing.
You got the pipes for that. I got to tell you something.
Well, I come from singing all my life.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't tell me he was a singer.
So I sent you his clips.
Yes, but you told me about the children's talent search.
So tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I was reared in the area. Actually, singing has been my whole life. Actually, my father and his brothers and everybody sang, so I grew up in a church environment where we just pretty much made music. And as luck or blessing would have it, I was able to get a scholarship in singing and went to FAMU, finished there with a degree in vocal music. And of course, I had this passion, this burn to pursue a career, and the ink wasn't even dry on the diploma, and I was on my way to Los Angeles, where I spent the majority of my life, and it became a base for me. So I was blessed to be able to travel around the world with my music, and it was actually through that incentive that I was given right here in South Florida that kind of spurred me on and pushed me on to the heights that I was able to achieve in my career, not becoming a star, but at least I was able to see the world. And of course, I'm about trying now to pass it on, if you will, trying to use that same experience that I had for those who have the same passion similar to mine, to help them to reach those heights and to reach those artistic things they want to achieve in their own lives. See if I can lend myself and my experience to that end.
You know, it's funny. I always tell people, if you look around you, the people you know, how many people can say what you've done? I've never flown all around the world with anything, whether it's music or anything else. So you are a star. You've done something that very few people have done, and now you're paying it forward, which sort of hypes this thing even bigger. So tell me more about what you're looking for, what you're doing, and where it is currently.
Well, I'm really at the embryonic stage, if you will, of the program that I'm fostering. That is the Artist Dream Performing Arts Center that we're trying to establish in Deerfield Beach. Many people ask me, why Deerfield Beach? Well, I'm from there. I grew up there. And for whatever the reason, there is nothing cultural going on in Deerfield Beach. I don't know what's going on and why that is the problem there, but if you want to call it a problem, Boca, Delray, Pompano, all around us have some cultural entity going on. At the most we have there in Deerfield Beach are park and rec centers, but there's no real cultural hub there. Right. And of course, the disadvantaged kids suffer the most because they can't afford to go outside the area to get lessons, even in the area for that matter. So I'm pretty much trying to put together a program that will impact those disadvantaged kids to really, I teach voice on an ongoing basis to people who can afford it. But I realize that a lot of them can't afford it, and especially when it comes down to the kids. They just can't afford sometimes to get the very necessary things.
Right.
So let alone something that's like a luxury to have someone to teach them voice. So I'm putting together this program, where we have a children's choir is a hub of the process. That's been a struggle in this COVID atmosphere that we're in now, trying to get people to gather, period, as well as kids have to depend upon their parents. No matter how much of a passion they may have to do this thing, they've got to depend upon their parents to be behind them to get there to do that. So it's not an easy piece, but we are determined, and we are actually very encouraged by those people who have embraced me. I've been very, very blessed to have a location at the Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church there in Deerfield Beach, on which I'm on the ministerial staff there. And that pastor has embraced the effort, and he's given us like I call it a multimedia room, because we have both the PA system and the video capabilities and everything in this room. It's a good sized church. Pastor Dimitri Ford is a person I'm speaking of. So we're there every Saturday morning, actually, looking for kids that want to be a part of the process. We're at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning there at Bethlehem, and I just feel that if kids can see people of their ethnicity that look like them doing things out of the ordinary, we know that we see bands and we see rappers and we see this and we see that. Well, it's more to music, it's more to the arts than that. So I just want to expose them to some other things that I was exposed to, so they can reach out beyond the ordinary and do some things that ordinarily would not see. I was sharing the name Misty Copeland with some kids the other day, and many of them don't know who in the world she is, and many adults don't know who she is, but she is the premier ballerina for the American Ballet Theater, and she's African American. Well, that's not something that's common knowledge among a lot of communities, let alone our own community. So if kids see someone has aspired and achieved those kind of things, then they reach for it themselves. It doesn't seem like it's in the realm of their possibility if they don't see anybody but other groupings doing things like that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with this whole process.
Excellent.
If they don't see it, right, they don't know that it's possible.
Yes, it doesn't seem like it's not in the realm of their possibility. We watched television for years. I mean, we meaning those in the black community, and we primarily saw everything was white. Well, only when we start seeing people of other ethnicities doing some things did we see ourselves possibly doing those things. And the same thing happens when with the arts, when it comes down to music or to playing or to whatever. I would like to see an orchestra like the South Florida Orchestra come into Deerfield Beach.
Be beautiful.
And be able to play. I had the very unique experience in Los Angeles. I was involved with a very prominent church there, and through that connection there, we were able to bring the LA Philharmonic. Now that may sound very far-fetched. Well, the connection there was one of the gentlemen who worked there at the church also worked at the Music Center, where Zubin Mehta was the music conductor, director of the LA Phil. And we brought that orchestra down into the hood, if you will, to actually at one of the larger Baptist churches there, and they set up with a 200-voice gospel choir. Now, if you can just picture the power and the majesty of that kind of an aggregation of orchestral music with the backdrop of gospel music, it was so powerful. Now, not only did they come and play, but many of those actual players gave lessons to kids who were interested. Well, the first thing, the interest grew because they saw people that look like them playing some of those instruments. So that's what I'd like to replicate. I'd like to be able to bring something similar into the community so they can actually see that these things are within their possibility.
And you're looking at, I know when I found your card, it was about putting a children's talent search together.
Yes,
We've postponed that date
that.
until April, you said.
Yes, we started off trying to do it for January 22nd, and we moved it because so much is going on right after Christmas, and then Martin Luther King Day is going on, so many activities going on, so we decided to move it. We want to get as big a participation as we can, so now it's set for April 23rd of this year, of course, and it's still at the Bethlehem Missionary Baptist Church, which is where it will be held. And we're asking for all of the parents who actually have children, or grandparents that have children, who know of children. It does not matter whether they're black, white, Hispanic, Portuguese, it doesn't matter. We're talking about children here. Children are children. So even though, yes, we have a lot of neglect going on inside of the urban black community, but we want to talk about all children, basically, who are interested in participating in that talent competition that we're hosting.
Any type of talent?
Any kind of talent, rappers, instrumentalists, dancers. If you have an artistic talent, we want to see you.
And what ages?
6 to 17.
It would be fantastic, because one of our producers who you met, she does a show called Turn Up Artistic Participation that airs on Thursday nights, and it's about bringing forward these kids in the arts, whether it be music, art, drawing, gymnastics, anything creative
Great.
for the kids.
That's
so
wonderful.
We would love to align with you and see if we can spotlight some of them, all of them, and show them the other side of possibility.
Yes, for sure. Well, I thank you so much for this opportunity, first of all, to vent my passion, if you will.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's high on my bucket list of things to really do. It just puzzles me, has puzzled me for some time. When I used to come through here on the way to the various venues, when I was going to Aruba, South America, or wherever I was going, it was in this area of the world. In coming through and stop to see my parents and meet with the people who I somewhat grew up with, I often looked for and wondered why there was nothing going on here culturally speaking. But you're passing, so you don't have a chance to dwell on it. But then when I relocated to here, it still doesn't exist. And I'm saying, well, what in the world is going on? Because I know that the politics changed, at least the politicians changed over the years, so it couldn't have been just about that. It's something that's going on.
Maybe it just takes someone like you to have the foresight, the initiative, and the vision to bring it to fruition.
Well, I certainly have the stick-to-itiveness, if no more.
That's, it takes one, as we found yesterday. It's that one pebble that can make the difference in everybody's life.
It's funny. I got to work for Charlie Rango in Washington Heights.
Okay.
I was the only Latino in Washington Heights because Charlie wasn't Latin.
Yes.
He was a black American.
Yes.
I was the only one on his staff that spoke Spanish.
Okay.
And he represented Washington Heights.
Okay.
So he hired me because he says, you're the only guy who speaks the language. And I used to speak about his constituents and everything else. Okay.
Sure.
He taught me a lesson. And it's one of the reasons when I met Dawn 7 years ago, we started a program that we now call Fuego, which is for my Latin community to get them on radio, get them in front of cameras, get their talents, get some kind of unity. It's been a struggle. Even among ourselves.
Yes.
It's been a struggle. They won't come out.
Yes.
So I have tried everything to get people with Hispanic culture to come forward. Everything, you name it, and I've done it. Because Charlie has taught me, he says, you don't stop until you don't stop.
Okay.
Okay, you just got to do it. He says you got to deliver it politically correct. It doesn't mean that it seems right, but at the end of the rainbow, it always ends up being right. So Alana doing her show on Thursday night. Slick, you met Slick. He does a show at 7:30 on Thursday nights because I understand the younger community and I'm trying to motivate. I would love to have these kids come and just see what it can be.
Yes.
The dream can actually be a reality.
Yes.
If they see it and give them a chance. See, I played the cello very badly because I wanted to be in that culture. Then when I grew up and I became a baseball and football coach, I used that music to calm my players down. Won many championships, all the way through high school. So I can get what you're saying. So we will open our doors to anything you need to get this thing done, however it needs to be done. Black, white, Chinese, Brazilian, we got Brazilian shows.
I appreciate that.
Anything, because people actually are hearing what you want to get accomplished in this house anyway.
And our radio station, we reach from North Miami to Jensen Beach.
Thank you.
On the radio, so everyone, the demographic and the location that you're looking is right at your doorstep.
Thank you so much.
What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Well, actually, I guess by phone.
Okay.
My phone number is 561-436-0868. That's 561-436-0868. 888-542-6868. And my name is Gene Townsel.
And of course, you can always reach us at the radio station, 888-565-1470, and we will be more than happy to get the information over to Gene. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I think we've got our good friend Steve Gubb joining
the frozen
us
drink?
from the frozen tundra of Boston. So stay tuned. I keep telling you, it's always about the kids and the arts, right? We've got such a great space.
Bring
so
it, no problem.
Let's keep doing it for the kids. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping! Here at the Brooklyn Cafe, our subjects range from hot topics, feel-good stories, and back-in-the-day nostalgia. With guest personalities and business features, you just never know who you'll see on the show. With our brew crew on set, we always air live to inspire, educate, and create. Make it a date and have a day at the cafe. Join Dawn and Freddie every weekday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. and for lunch every weekday from 12 to 2. Amplify your voice. Call us at 866-224-5422 or visit our website at brooklyncafe.tv.
With enough butter, anything is good. Tori Wells from Precious Treasure Gourmet Foods thinks so because she single-handedly updated and expanded butter's possibilities. From compound, savory, sweet, and spicy, her freshly made butters aim to please. I don't know about you, but I've never really seen butter this versatile before, and now so feasible. With online shopping, just visit PreciousTreasuresGourmetFoods.com because at Precious Treasures, Tori is working on the best artisan gourmet foods to every table. Remember, guys, true love is like butter. There's no substitute for the real thing.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
I like it. I want to help Gene. I want to help Gene and the kids. I want to work with the symphony. I just want to do this because I think, and remember, everybody right now, everybody is in hiding. Again, the kids are sick. We saw the news, horrible. But as soon as this thing blows over, we got to come back. So let's be patient. It's like I told him, let's be patient. Let's do what we need to do. And it's going to be all right. It's going to work out nice. All right, so let's put him on.
Let's bring Steve over.
You gotta go to handhelds.
I think Steve might be frozen, but definitely want to help the kids. It's all about music today.
Are you talking into this? Or are you talking into
I'm talking into whatever they turn on is what I'm talking. So I just want to make sure we're doubly good here is all I can say.
Well, I got to tell you, his program is fantastic. Oh, look who's there.
How cold is it? -9?
It's about 50 below zero here. We're awaiting the arrival of Dawn from the Brooklyn Cafe TV show, the official fashion statement of 50 below zero weather.
I'm much obliged, Steve. Anything we can do.
Dawn, you are the queen of Floridian fashion in January. You really, in truth, you are.
Actually, we had a guest in here. He used to have a women's clothing line, family business in Brooklyn for years, Mark, before we started working with the symphony. So, yes, we have a female fashion it is. All right, what do we got for today's brunch?
Well, for today's brunch, we have a cocktail. It's not a rum cocktail, although I guess it could be. This is called the French 75. This is a cocktail I really enjoy. The first time I had it was at Arnaud's restaurant in New Orleans, just off of Bourbon Street, and it was delicious. It was really terrific. Shall we get right into the mixology of this thing?
Let's do it. Today's segment brought to you by Gubba Rum.
Let's do it.
Smooth.
You have to love a brunch, a lovely brunch cocktail that apparently was named after a French artillery piece from World War I. The 75 millimeter cannon. So it says in my notes. Anyway, this is a cocktail, 150, 120, 130 years ago, people were drinking all sorts of things with champagne, and one of them was gin. So this cocktail, the French 75, is basically gin and champagne with a couple of little spices extra. We're going to take an ounce of gin. Now this is Beefeater gin because this is what was available. I'm not going to tell you how old this is. You take an ounce of gin, and then we have a mini over here of sparkling wine. Now this recipe does call for sugar, but because today a lot of people don't want to drink with so much sugar. What we can suggest is instead of using champagne, which is and of course our favorite is, where are we? There we are. Hello. There we are. Veuve Clicquot is one of my favorite champagnes. It's really delicious. A little bit pricey nowadays, but it's terrific. But if you don't want to have to add sugar to this, you can go with a nice.
You're going to have to either show it quickly. We got 2 minutes. Show it quickly, and then we'll go over on the social media side. But radio,
no
2
problem.
minutes, so quick.
Okay, we'll get right to it. You can use Asti Spumante. So it's an ounce of gin. It is 3 ounces of champagne. 1, 2. Hold on. 1, 2. 1, 2. And 3. There we go. Champagne. And half an ounce of lemon juice, if you have
That's
right there. And basically that's it, with a little sugar if you want.
Trivia.
Yeah.
Trivia.
A twist of lemon for a garnish, which I don't have. Cheers. This is your French 75, and it's a terrific brunch cocktail.
That's amazing.
I like that. An ounce of gin, 3 ounces of champagne.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? That's pretty good.
You know what? When you come down here, you're going to have to do a set in person, and we have to try that. We have to try that with you.
This is really very good. There's a reason I like it a lot.
Oh, this is
because he's been practicing.
It's very good. And again, this one, I didn't use sugar in this one. So, or simple syrup, which is what it's called for. So, cheers to you guys.
Cheers,
and
Steve.
have a great rest
you.
of the show.
Happy Wednesday.
Thank you, buddy.
That segment
Happy
brought
Wednesday.
to you by Gubba Rum. You can find it at your local liquor store, gubbarum.com. It comes in artisanal silver and gold, which is vanilla and coconut.
It comes in what?
Artisanal.
What the hell is that?
Artistic flavor.
That's a word?
Yes.
It is. It means it's really fancy.
Fancy and wicked smooth. Thank you,
Wicked
Steve.
smooth. Artisanal.
Artisanal. Freddie's word of the day.
Wow, my head is going to explode.
Are you ready to wrap this up?
Yes.
All right, Steve. Thank you so much for joining us. You want to stay
Have
on
a
the
great
1 o'clock?
afternoon, guys.
You could stay. Just stay on there, Steve.
All right, we're going to
Okay.
wrap up our brunch hour. Say thank you to WWNN, South Florida Symphony, and Gene Townsel. It's all about the music, arts, culture, and bringing it back to our community. For more information, you can always reach us at the radio station, 888-565-1470. Say good lunch, Lucy.
And this is Artisanal Freddie saying, don't be late.
Have a great day. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Well, that wraps up our brunch hour. But don't go away. Stay tuned for more laughs and cheers on Facebook or YouTube or any other social media platform at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. See you soon.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Welcome to our website. We got loads of news and gossip for you today. But first, here's a new song.
From the fear of missing out, and you think those likes mean love, it'll never be enough. No petty hearts don't bleed, all they do is beat to the march of desperate feet. And the smoke only make you choke. I will just stay woke in a world so delusional. No petty hearts don't bleed, all they do is beat to the march of desperate feet. Oh, imagine if we stay true to the realer side of you, 'cause all I wanna do, I just wanna be authentic. I just wanna be authentic. I just wanna be authentic. You do you, I'ma do me. Authentic.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
I'm just being a realist, and we are back. You guys are not permitted. You're not permitted to go outside the doors. Did you see? Where's bring up Gubba? Did you see what happened in China?
What happened in China?
In China, Steve, they
What?
have the Olympics coming up.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
They want no COVID in China when the Olympics roll around. They have learned to what happened in Japan was a financial disaster. The country may never come back for 20 years on that financial disaster. When you spend $4 billion in the Olympics, you got to get that money back. So what they are doing is in the towns around Olympic Center, they are testing every day, 3 times a day, every person.
Wow.
They are sealing people. In China, they have metal doors. They are sealing people inside the house. The government comes and they use a blowtorch and they seal you inside the house. This was on the news. I could not believe I was watching this.
It's good to be the Führer, you know. It's good to be, you know, to be able to do whatever you want in the country. It makes it real easy.
Well, if you look at Florida, they don't shut down for nothing. The country up there ain't asking. They're shutting it all down. There is nothing going on. And what they had to do is they had to truck in food. This is true. You can check it. Check Channel 12's website. They are bringing in food because they don't want nobody going to buy food at the bodega. They don't want nobody out.
You know what? You mean they're not selling bats anymore? Those good bats?
No more bat on the menu.
No raw bat on the menu.
No bat. Yeah, I was hoping for those fried bat wings. They're delicious. You bread them and put a little barbecue sauce. They're terrific.
You know what they put on the menu instead?
Flying squirrel.
The flying squirrel.
Oh, not those cute little flying squirrels.
There's nothing cute about them. They look like giant bats.
You ever see the movie Bridge on the River Kwai when the bats fly out of the trees? They're about as big as 747s. It's wonderful. It's a great movie.
Only he would know this.
That's Steve. I hear you're coming in town this weekend, Steve.
Yes, I am. We're coming in Saturday morning. We'll be around. This is another family weekend, but I hope I can stop by, at least say hello. We'll be in Saturday morning. Monday we have to go down to. We're going to go down to Miami. Tuesday we have a wedding somewhere in the Cutler Bay area, south of Miami, and we leave Wednesday morning.
Wow.
Yeah, Cutler Bay is a very nice area.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never been down there.
Yeah, I sold kitchens and bathrooms down there. Very
Yeah,
nice.
it's really nice. So we just have to figure out where we're staying, which is always a bit of a challenge. But it's going to be great. It's going to be great to get out of the 50 below zero weather. We'll bring some with us, Dawn, because I know you want to wear long sleeves. It's okay, no problem.
Well,
Bring some snow with you.
What? Cows in space. 1. It's funny you say that because at the point when you're down here,
yes,
at that point, we expect a cold front. It will be 40 to 38 degrees when you get down here.
I saw hints of cooler weather in Florida. Actually, Friday night here, it's going to get very cold, so that when we leave Saturday morning, it'll be about 10 degrees, which is so I'm always thrilled to get out of town when it's 10 degrees.
Do you leave the house at all, or do you pretty much stay inside?
No, I'd leave the house. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't just sit inside you can't sit here. You got to, life goes on, Don. We don't do it that way. We do what you got to do. I mean, it just so happens that I'm fortunate enough that I work out of my house, so that there are things that I can do a lot more in the house. I don't have to go to an office. If I had to go to an office, I would be going to an office. Yesterday, I drove. I live about 10 miles west of Boston. I had to drive take the Route 128 ring road around the city. I had to take the highway and go up to north of Boston to Peabody and Ipswich, which has some very fine seafood, and then come back. I had to visit 4 or 5 clients up there. I was lucky that it was so cold because the traffic was light.
And what town do you live in?
Worcester.
I live in Newton, 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 Massachusetts.
That's named after the guy that the apple hit him on the head, no?
No, it's named after this great filled cookie called the Fig Newton, which so they say was invented here, but I don't really know if I believe that story. Yeah, it was named after Sir Isaac Newton because we have so many brilliant scientists that come out of here.
Do you know when I was in junior high school, I did a report on Sir Isaac Newton. I was in the 5th grade. And my professor, Mr. Radar, said, he calls me into the office. He says, where did you get this information? My mother had just bought the World Book Encyclopedia set. So I got it from there. He says, this is marvelous. I have a little medal from PS 109 in the 5th grade because of Sir Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton is an icon.
Congratulations. Did Sir Isaac Newton present you with that medal?
No, but the apple falling on his head did.
And you know what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's true. That's
true.
Now listen, now that you talk about apples falling, we want to do the Gubba Rum Show starring Steve Gubb. And I want to put the elements together. And I want you to think about how we're going to do this.
Well, have your people been in touch with my people about agreeing on a contractual arrangement for this?
Well, we couldn't because your people are in the frozen tundra and the lines are frozen.
Well, what do I have to do? I'll have to thaw them out. Is what we'll have to do.
You have to what?
Thaw them out.
He speaks.
Thaw them out.
Thaw them out.
He speaks funny.
I want to try that
Is he Puerto
007
Rican?
drink he's got going on.
The what? I'm sorry?
Champagne. I got to try your 007 drink.
That's a good drink. This one right here, the French 75. I can shoot you the recipe. It's really very good. You'd really like it.
75.
I would suggest making it with Asti Spumante rather than champagne, and not adding any sugar to it. I think that's a great way to go, and it's really tasty. Gin and champagne, or gin and Asti. It's really good.
What is the lovely Francine's favorite drink?
She tends to be a very conservative drinker. Gin and tonic, glass of white wine. There's not a lot of from a drinking standpoint. I better be careful what I say, of course. She's non-experimental. From a cocktail point of view.
From the cocktail point of view, okay.
Yeah, like if I take her to a tiki bar, she's not going to drink some crazy tiki cocktail. She won't do that. It's just not her thing.
Well, you're not here long enough to make the introduction. That restaurant we went to, remember I told you, Muddy Waters. That'd be kind
Where
of
is
a good
that?
place to bring Gubba Rum to.
Why?
Because they do a lot of seafood. It's very Key Westy. It's very Flanagan's-ish. They've got a bar. They're
What
not
is it
corporate.
with your mouth today with the new word? Slander what?
It's not
Flanagan. What?
Flanagan-ish. It's
Flanagan-ish.
Flanagan's feeling.
That's,
It's
that
kind of
actually,
Buffety.
yeah.
Why do we go to Buffett's in Fort Lauderdale?
We can do that.
In
But
Hollywood.
Freddie, you should, just so you know, from a language point of view, Freddie, this is important for you. Flanagan-ish is a Yiddish word from centuries ago, meaning
real word.
like the Irish. Flanagan. It's very Flanagan-ish. Flanagan-ish.
That's not a word.
Ish is kind of like sounds like.
The only
it's
ish that makes sense is kinish. That's it. Other than that, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
an
You've heard of a
ish.
knish? You've heard of a knish? This is a Flanagan-ish. It's like it's a potato
The show has
from
begun.
from Flanagan's.
The words according to the Gubba. You know, you can write a Bible.
I can
Gubba
make a story.
according to the Bible.
You look. I can do an hour, or give me a subject. I can do I can do an hour on anything you want me to do. Very simple.
That's pretty true.
Gubba and Nish.
It won't make any sense, but I can do it.
You guys got all
I can
sorts
do
of
it.
words going on.
Flanaganish. Don, I like that. That's very good. That's a great word.
Yeah, she's been on point all week, I got to tell you. All
So
week.
I actually need to call the owner of Muddy Waters and talk to them, but I would love to make the connection because I think it's a great restaurant and it's one location, privately owned, and it's just a matter of getting you and the rum in there to taste it.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I used to frequent the Muddy Waters plenty.
It's a cool place. They've got a whole outside venue. It's right in
Never
Deerfield.
sat outside.
Really?
Where are
Yeah,
they
too
located?
muggy.
Where are they located?
Deerfield, just south of the studio.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
Not too far away.
He hangs out on Yamato at the Ale House.
I like, I love the Ale House.
I know
The
you
Ale
do.
House is great. I love the Ale House. I love Duffy's. They're fun places to eat. The food's pretty good.
Have you ever had a Zinger Mountain Melt, apparently?
No, I have not. I can't. That's a little bit more than I can handle.
Your heart can't handle
No,
it, huh?
he gets
My heart
little
cannot handle it.
delicacies.
By the way,
Canadian
just so you're aware, I have been to the doctor, and they have given me an absolutely clean bill of health. So I'm sticking around, not going anywhere.
Fantastic.
And I no, I can't say that. But
I'll
I'm
inform
fine.
Wayne. I'll let Wayne know.
Let Wayne know he's out of luck. He had his chance. It was close. Forget it. I'm hanging. Yeah, forget that. I'm not doing it.
He was very disappointed. He was sharpening his pencil.
I bet I was. What else was he sharpening? Oh, here's my machete. Wait.
He's hilarious.
You're hilarious. All right, Steve, thank you so much for staying with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Have a great afternoon. Hopefully we'll see you next week-ish.
Yeah, next week-ish, and we can do a Flanaganish.
Yeah, and I'll bring my knishes.
Sounds
Bring
good.
your knishes to the Flanaganish. It's like a luau for Jewish people. It'll be great.
Thanks,
A
Steve.
Jewish luau.
Knishish. Bye, Steve.
Have a great day.
All right, let's take a commercial break. They need to get into your email.
They did it already.
Oh, they got into it. All right.
Jewish luau.
Luau.
Pastor Jewish poi. What do
Poi.
you call that?
Sushi.
You know poi?
Yes, poi is.
So
I've never had poi.
You know what poi is?
It's like a sticky Hawaiian
It's
thing, isn't it?
disgusting. I had it when I went to Hawaii, and I was dying for it.
P-O-I?
P-O-I. And we have breaking news.
Wow, what is our breaking news?
What?
Who's on the new quarter? Wow, look at that. Maya Angelou is on the new quarter.
Wait
That
a
is
minute.
beautiful.
When is this coming out? Because if I had seen this, I probably.
First African American woman
How
on a
come
quarter.
we haven't heard news of this?
Breaking news.
This song makes it breaking.
Breaking news. Today's National Pharmacist Day also.
Now, there's another piece of breaking news Slick informed me of this morning,
Yep.
which is really exciting news. Hold on. I got to hold on.
I'm going to get you a Subway seatbelt. You hold on.
So the bridge apparently down in the Keys that used to be used by a train and horses and stuff, they have redone it. It's taken how many years?
Bridge reopens to pedestrians and bicycles. Oh, that's the original 7 Mile Bridge?
Yes, the original.
Wow.
And when I used to drive down to the Keys, I used to see it on the side, and I used to think to myself, why is it that they don't use this? And look at it. There were pieces missing. Now they put it all together. It's opening today, Slick.
Wow, look at that.
So we should go down there and park the cars and take a bike ride, because I ain't walking 7 miles. You can forget that.
And
We
just think
park
when
at
you
the
got to
end.
go one way, you got to come back. So split the difference.
Oh, wait a minute. How do we get back?
You just got to go. I heard that buoy had been vandalized. Yeah.
Slightly toasted.
Yes, it was
What
on
happened?
fire.
It burned?
Yes, an act of vandalism.
I'm on A1. Some people went in and decided, let's vandalize the southmost point of the United States.
It was all caught on camera is the good news, but 2 vandals took out a Christmas tree from the holidays, brought it over right next to the buoy, set the Christmas tree on fire to do social media and for whatever reasons, and then the buoy caught fire. And so the iconic buoy at the very, the southernmost tip of Florida was all charcoaled. It's repairable. It's not like it burned to the ground. It's thick material, but the iconic, the painting of it, the labeling of it, it's all like crisped up. So. Yep, it's all on video. I'm not sure if they were. I'm sure by now they've been arrested. I haven't kept up to date on the status of it, but nope, it was all on camera. They were showing it the day it happened, that they had who it was. Unfortunate.
Is there another piece of breaking news? Of course. Let's see what else we got.
Okay. All right, what else we got? Favorite receiver. Shirtless Bucks exit wasn't necessary. I was unprofessional. Wow, Antonio Brown.
Now, I told Slick that he was apologizing for his action, but I'm going to tell you why.
What shirt are you wearing? Wanda's Kitchen.
I was a little nippy this morning.
So you put on a t-shirt?
Hey, B, how you feeling, my man?
What's up? I like your new song, bro.
You feeling all right? Are you feeling okay, brother? God bless you, man.
Hey, man, how do you feel taking off your shirt in the game? Was it necessary?
Antonio.
Probably wasn't necessary.
Antonio.
One autograph? Yeah.
Antonio,
First
can I
one,
take a picture
Antonio.
with you, brother? I'm from Egypt. God bless you, brother.
Would you ever think about coming back
You're
to
the
the team?
best, man. God bless you.
It wasn't necessary for him to act like a
He
dummy.
did, right?
Like a roller coaster. But I heard that the reason he did that was because he got a letter from the NFL saying, because apparently he wanted to sue the NFL. And he was bad-mouthing a lot of people and stuff like that. And they told him, if you ever want to play in this league again, you're going to cut it out. So his career now is in jeopardy. I don't think he's ever going to play again.
That's him standing with Kanye West.
Okay,
Really?
and so?
He was having dinner with Kanye.
And Kanye is what? Normal?
Are Kanye and Kim still
an item?
Yeah.
No.
I do not think so.
No. They 86 that deal. I'm surprised they were even a deal, but that's done.
Kimye, right? Wasn't it a Kimye situation?
I don't know. Isn't Kanye West the guy that made the singer?
He is the singer.
No, but he jumped on the stage and badmouthed
Yes.
Swift.
He took the microphone from her.
And he called her he called all sorts of things. He made her. He made her a superstar. Because
That's
after
not
that,
what made her a superstar.
Well, after that, everybody said, "Who's that?" And boom.
Oh, everyone knew who Taylor Swift was. That's why she was winning that award. I think it was
I think
just
it was
went
very
viral.
early in her career, no?
That's not what boosted it.
Well, that's the way I see it.
That might have been how you were introduced
That's
to
right.
T
That's the way I
Swizzle.
was introduced to the whole thing, because I wouldn't have known Swift from Swift and Johnson & Johnson.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, it looks like she's got some notes over there.
I do.
So
I'm back with another segment too.
We come back. We got another segment brought to you by Miss Alana of TAP. So stay tuned. Quick commercial break. 888-994-4995. I think that's rain.
It's raining.
Studio A, and we'll be right back.
friends join Kids on Capes with Bree
and Allie as we find out about kids we know giving back and making a difference all around us.
Friendship, bullying, and all things kids really want to talk about. Even topics you might be a little scared to share with your parents.
We will keep you up to date with the news kids really want to know.
And we will always give tips on how to make our world a little bit brighter.
Now on with the show.
Always remember peace,
love, and kindness.
Justin Mooney is Special Counsel of the Florida Office of Hinman, Howard & Cattell Attorneys. Justin's practice focuses on tax, estate planning, guardianship, probate, and trust administration. His passion is to provide clients with sophisticated estate plans which carry out their wishes, reduce any potential taxes, and preserve wealth for future generations. The attorneys of Hinman, Howard & Cattell provide first-class legal services and have achieved a reputation for excellence for over a century, staying on the leading edge of the law. When you need representation or legal counsel, contact Justin Mooney at 561-276-1008 or jmooney@hhk.com.
Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
We are back at the Brooklyn Cafe on a wonderful, stretchy kind of Wednesday. I got to get up and move around. Did you just say a wonderful Wednesday.
You know, the rain makes me sleepy.
You got so many clothes on. You got a shirt and a jacket.
Excuse you?
And a hat and long pants. And it's like you're in like this whole cocoon over there.
I got socks, underwear. Yeah, it's cold.
Not in front of a fan. Now, Steve,
there's something wrong with you.
Child
there
of winter
is something wrong with you. What about when they walk around with hoodies and everything else, freezing in here? Like the ice glue people.
We've got.
Today you're not cold, right?
I have my jacket today. You mean Eskimos?
What?
Eskimos.
What about?
They live in igloos.
She's an Eskimo?
You said ice glue people, and I think you meant Eskimo.
Oops. Yes.
Right?
Ice
Igloo? Eskimo?
Yeah, ice glue. In Florida, there's no Eskimo.
It's like Flanagan
There's no Eskimos in Florida, so there's got to be ice glue.
It is an inch. An ish. All right, we're going to
We're
wait to
keeping
go
you
on
up?
camera until you're done doing that.
Let's do that. Slick, when you see her do that, you got to put it on camera. You got to be quicker.
All right, let's see what we've got going on. What segment we have over there?
So I'm coming back with a part 2 of the segment, What Does It Mean? So for anyone who did not catch, last week, Haley and I came on set to test Freddie's knowledge for terms you might hear around today, especially the studio with all of our producers. And Freddie, do you remember some of the vocab we taught you last week?
There was one. No.
Swerve.
Swerve.
He liked the word swerve.
Yes, because I tell people talk to the swerve now.
You learned what bussin', bougie, salty, swerve, thirsty, basic, and sus meant. So I have.
Sus?
You don't remember?
No, what is sus?
That was the recap.
Wait a minute, what was
we
sus?
should do like a spelling test and vocabulary review every Friday. I'm having
It was a
nightmares of
nightmare.
doing that with my
Nightmare.
kids.
If you and Dawn were driving down in Miami, and you said to Dawn, hey, should we ask him for directions?
and she was looking, and she said, no, he's looking sus.
Suspect.
Suspicious.
So this is like short for suspicious.
Yes.
Because millennials don't like to use full sentences.
Yes.
Or full words. So they cut everything down like LOL.
It happens.
Why
Laugh out
would
loud.
anybody say LOL? What kind of verbiage is that?
I don't know, but the sad part is when it confuses the older people, because you know what I do with my other job of where I work, and nothing is sadder than a funeral Facebook post and someone comments LOL underneath it thinking it means lots of love, when in fact it really means laugh out loud.
First of all, let me tell you the error you've committed right now.
What was that?
Calling people older people.
They're older than you.
No, we're not older. We're wiser.
I didn't
we're
say
vintage.
you.
Yeah, but I feel older because I don't say, hey, slick, LOL. Vintage.
Vintage. Slick
Yes,
just
not
said vintage.
older. Vintage.
Okay,
Yeah.
the vintage.
That makes you sound ancient.
I don't care what it makes me sound.
Are
I'm just vintage.
untech friendly people.
Untech friendly. Just because I know how to use a phone doesn't make me untech. No, it's the other way around.
Okay.
Just
Those
because
who are not social media savvy.
You see, but millennials don't use all those words. They call it old. That defines all of what you just said.
That's why I
Wrong,
said it in the first place.
wrong, and more wrong.
You wanna
What
find
is
out what
what
we've
is
got going?
old to you? What age is old?
25.
Then you must be really old.
Vintage.
I don't look as old or young. I don't look at it that way.
Good
The
thing I'm
way
not
I look at
25
it
yet.
is, I'd rather be older and wiser than young and because you won't let me use the word.
Vintage.
But,
All right, so what's on our next? What does it mean?
Let's give you some more vocabulary. So our first word we have is lit.
lit means I just drank a lot and I'm lit.
Nice job, Freddie. My sentence was, this party on New Year's was lit. I
Means
think you
right
nailed
on,
that
right?
one. You got that one.
No, it's because I saw Slick New Year's last year dancing in a vat of coronavirus people. And they sent me the film. I remember, I sent it to you.
Yep. I still
I
don't think
had
it
my
was him.
spies watching him.
I still don't think it was Slick, though.
And he was lit.
I think that was somebody else, because
He
Slick doesn't
was
wear clothes
lit.
like that.
It wasn't nobody else. He admitted it was him. He was lit.
My next word for you is dead.
Okay, there's only one definition of dead to me. Like Slick, when he talks sometimes, he's dead to me.
So I'll give you this. If you were saying a joke, like give me one of your best jokes right now. Do you have one off the cuff?
What? Oh man, you can't do this to me.
I can't put you on the spot.
No, you
A
cannot.
priest, a rabbi, and a cowboy walk into a bar now.
And they came out of none.
So instead of saying LOL or ha 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 ha, I could have just looked at you and went dead.
Yeah, but that means it didn't land.
It would no. It's actually reverse. Like
Oh,
you
it means
laughed.
it's good?
You laughed so hard. Like if I was dying of laughter, dead.
Oh. Instead of
So-
saying dying,
So
you're
hold
dead.
on, hold on. If you say dead to us, it's a good thing.
Like dying.
Slick,
like
would you agree with
laughing
that?
so hard.
Is that how you would explain it too? Yes, it would be good if if you said something funny or humorous and someone went dead. That's a good thing.
That is the most strangest thing I have ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of strange things. That doesn't make any sense.
You were dying of laughter. You were dead.
Dying of laughter is the way you say it.
We shorten it. Dead.
Now you're just dead of laughter.
No, if I say to Wayne Henry, he's going to say, let me take your order. No, not using that. Sorry, moving on.
Next word is turnt.
Turnt.
Slick likes this one.
What in the world?
T-U-R-N-T. Turnt.
Don't know what that is.
Like almost burnt.
I was so turnt last night when I went out.
I would think be like turned off, but like burnt.
I don't know what that is. What does that mean?
It's reverse of it, like turned up. You were turnt.
So everything's opposite of what it really is. So if you're turned up, you're happy. If you're dead, you're dying because it's really great also. So everything is opposite of what you think it is. Got that?
I'm confused.
That doesn't make any sense. Why are we talking Martian language?
Turnt, okay. And what's next?
My next one, Slick likes this one. Sauce.
Sauce, I've heard.
Sauce. Look at his outfit. He's got sauce.
Like sass, like style?
Style.
Mama Ali used that word.
Really?
Mama Ali, she used to say sauce. You the sauce, she used to tell me.
No, she is. We should reach out to her and see how she's doing.
Style, swag. You've got it together.
Swag is a better word than
You
sauce.
have the sauce.
Because some people are very saucy, especially women.
Now,
Very
if I said saucy, that makes me think more like sassy. But if I said you have sauce, that's style.
Saucy, it means that you have that
Oomph.
what is it, that pinpoint, drop a bomb, blow up your spot, that whole 9-yard thing.
In the same lines of sauce, you also have slay.
Oh my gosh.
Slay.
Slay.
Slay means that you slay me.
It's like a whole nother vocabulary here.
S-L-A-Y. Not like the sleigh Santa was on. Slay.
Slay means you knocked it out. You slayed me, right?
Yep. And sometimes it'll also be drawn out. So sometimes instead of hearing just like slay, you go slay. Again, style.
Where did she learn this stuff? Okay.
Slick, I don't know.
It's not a me thing. I'm not making it up, I promise. I'm getting you in the know.
Now that's
slay an outfit.
that's
Slick
some
says you
that's
can
some
slay an
sentence.
outfit, you can
That's some
slay-
sentence he just said. It's like I can't say I use it. I can't say I use it, but I'm gonna tell you what it means.
I feel like more girls say slay than guys. Slick wouldn't walk up to Freddie and go slay. But like I could, if Dawn walked in with like good heels on that day and I was like, ooh, okay, Dawn, slay. Like she
A guy
killed it.
doesn't tell another guy that word.
No.
And a guy won't tell a girl that word unless he's drunk. No, he won't. Unless he's inebriated. And a guy will say, now I'm going to give you a word, 86. What does that mean?
Well, I just heard you say to 86 it to
rid of it?
Steve Gubb. And the way that you used it, I think it means cancel.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Where does that come from, though?
The Bronx.
But do you know what 86 came from?
Probably the
Was it-
same thing, swag.
Well, let's find out. The history of 86.
I doubt you're going to find it.
While Dawn finds that one, I'll give you another. Spill the tea.
I learned that from our
Odina.
Yeah, she did a show, Talk the Tea, so I know what that says. Spill the tea, tell us the story and the whole
The
night.
story, the gossip.
She told us. She taught me that one. I got one for you.
Yes.
Put a VIG on it.
Put a what on it?
A VIG.
VIG? V-I-G? I don't even know what a VIG is.
Mhm.
VIN? Like a VIN number? Or VIG with
A
a
VIG.
G?
V-I-G with a G. V-I-G. Slick, you know what a VIG is? You better know.
Can you use it in a sentence? I'm giving you sentences.
Put a VIG on it.
Just
When
put a
they
VIG
pay
on it?
you, make sure you have your VIG.
Is it the same as put a cap on it?
Put commission on it.
Like
take
to
your
end it?
take
Take
your
commission
pound.
like your cut.
Take your
Okay.
pound of flesh. You know, pound of flesh.
One here, the origin of 86.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
The term originated in the soup kitchens of the Great Depression, where the standard pot held 85 cups of soup. So the 86th person was out of luck. Many say the term has military roots. The term originated during the Korean War, a reference to the F-86 fighter jet, where an F-86 shot down an enemy plane. It was 86th.
I have a combination in the Bronx when the gangs were fighting one another. They used to have a code. 86 meant let's go because nobody's going to say let's run. So 86 was like a code. Let's get out of here.
Interesting, right?
I have two more for you.
Okay.
One is low key, which another word is also high key, but I'll go with low key. If someone says low key.
Okay.
It's chill.
Yes. If someone said I low key want to sleep at the studio today, it's something that's not the huge priority. It's not a secret. It's just a casual thing of putting out there.
Just kind of your chill.
I got one for you.
Laid back.
I got one for you.
Get me up.
You feel me?
I work with someone who constantly says that all around, and
I
he's
used
from
to
New York.
love-
And he's from New York. He's like, "You feel me? You got me? You feel me?
Vlad used to say it all the time. Vlad had so many different words. I loved it because I was learning all of this verbiage.
Verbiage.
You know, down low?
On the down low. Yeah. Not everyone knows what's going on the down low. You want to keep it hush, low key. You want to keep it low key.
Now, do you know I learned that in Puerto Rico, that word, because I found out somebody that we knew that was married for 40 years was gay. And they were keeping it on the download.
They
and
kept it low key.
And I'm like, what does that mean? And I was in high school when I learned that word.
All right, you got one more?
My last one for today is snatched.
Ooh. 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 Snatched, like taken?
Snatched. Her makeup and outfit was snatched.
Never heard that one.
Wow, I never heard it, but it must mean it's good. I don't know.
It's good. It's a good reference. If someone said
Everything
that you were
seems to be
snatched,
opposite,
it
so
was
snatched
good.
must be like, it's hot, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you aren't allowed to use that word in the Bronx. Sorry.
Snatched.
It's like you drive by.
It doesn't fly.
Slick, you want to help me?
He's like, no, I'm not helping you on that one.
Oh, no, he knows what it means. He knows what it means. You're not allowed to use the word snatch. And you're not allowed, there's a lot of words you're not allowed to use, but we will bypass that.
Do you have any other sayings that you think I wouldn't know?
I gotta think about it.
There was one I learned recently within the past year that I had never known of before, which was a mouse in your pocket, and the mouse in your pocket.
Do I look like a mouse in your pocket?
Something like along those
What's
lines.
that mean?
I've used that a few times.
What is that?
People have a tendency of saying, well, Dawn and I are going to pay for that mask.
Right.
And Dawn says, I'm sorry, you have a mouse in your pocket?
If I started saying like, oh, we decided here that we're going to do this, and you had no clue, and if it was really just me, you would say, oh, you and the mouse in your pocket?
Like the we.
Like, who's the we?
Who's the we?
It's the mouse in your pocket.
We. It's like you say they. I'm going to say you have a mouse in your pocket.
You want to play that game?
They say.
It's like saying, put a condom on it.
Yes, you did that to me for 6 years. Oh my gosh. A cover.
And I never told her the truth.
Oh,
I forgot.
the microphone.
Yes, I forgot to tell her
that these are covers.
that these are mic covers. So we were here one day, and she says, "It needs a condom." I went, "What? Didn't I tell you that was a joke?"
You never told me.
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, never told me. All right, commercial break. Wrap it up.
No, I got one for you. But how do I use it in a sentence? Leakage.
Leakage?
So Slick and I had a secret, and you found out about it, and I want to know where the leakage was.
Yeah.
Like a rat. Watergate.
Watergate. That was another
Watergate
one.
had leakage.
Leakage.
All right, let's take a break. You have more breaking news, Slick? What you got? Marco Rubio's not happy that the Dolphins let go of their head coach?
You're talking into a mic, right? Okay.
Not. Of course he is not.
Of course he's not.
But Marco
So what were
Rubio,
the select words?
So Marco Rubio has a choice of words for
Marco Rubio had some choice words for
letting our head coach go, our Dolphins head coach go.
letting our Dolphins head coach go.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So here is, I'll say, the video.
Here is a video Slick had pulled up.
Oh, let's see.
Oh.
It's a shock to everyone.
It is. Yeah, I don't know what happened inside that building. You know, obviously something was going on inside that building. People not getting along, whatever it was. I thought he was doing a good job, but you know, I'm not in there, so I can't tell you. I was as surprised as anybody.
But as a senator from Miami, and you know they had a lot of action. They started getting traction. They won a lot of games toward the end of the season.
They won 8 of the last, 7 of the last 8 or 8 of the last 9. Yeah. No, I know. I mean, listen, I don't think anybody was expecting that today. So we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, it's a.
So what would you like? What would you like to see in Miami now, as far as coaching wise and stability and? You know,
well, stability is the first thing, but usually in the NFL to be stable, you got to be winning. You got about 3 years to win, and then there's something more to this. Maybe we'll learn more about it in the weeks to come. And, you know, not being in the building, I can't speculate on it, but I was surprised. Everybody was surprised. You know, he's clearly a guy that guys would play for. He had a lot of turnover with his assistants, which I think was probably
breaking news on that, if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
It was reported last night that Tua and the coach got into a verbal altercation at the halftime game of the Patriots and the Dolphins. And apparently Tua told the coach, you got a problem talking to people. You don't know how to communicate to people. You don't know how to communicate to your players. That's why a lot of us don't like you. And the coach said F-bombs all over the place. It says, you know, you get paid to perform. And I'm here to tell you, not ask you, to be professional and perform. It's not about me delivering, it's about you performing, because they make money playing the game. And him and Tua got into each other's face. And that's when I heard that the owner is now siding with the player over the coach.
That spilled the tea.
And I don't understand where that's I don't understand where that's coming from, because coaching for many, many years, cursing at the coaches is part of the game.
Yeah, but times are changing.
Yeah, well, you can't take sides like that, and I think that this coach finally has a winning recipe. I heard through the grapevine that the Texans were looking to move Mr. Watson to Miami. It is the only team he will go to because he has a no trade clause. Because of this coach. But he's not good.
But he's not good at all.
You know, this coach is gone, so now Watson ain't coming.
Watson's not coming.
And you gotta understand the ramifications of all this is going on. I thought the man was a good coach. I really did. And I don't like Miami, but I like what he was doing down there. And it just makes no sense. But, you know, it's typical Miami. What can I tell you?
Wow.
Wow. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, more with our wrap-up, A Wonderful Wednesday. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Attention Florida residents. Is constant water damage from the elements putting holes in your pipes and your wallet? We cut the cost when disaster strikes. You deserve to have your house be a home again. At Triumph, we get you paid the most for your insurance claims. Broken pipes, water damage, and mold? Triumph Consulting covers it all. Call our offices now to qualify for a free house inspection at 954-669-4935 or visit www.wegetYouPaid.com.
AMP Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses with added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP Media Productions at 866-224-5422.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
100%. All right, and we are back as we wrap up our Wednesday. I think we've got one more piece of breaking news from Studio A, so let's see what he's got going on. Let's see, and?
What is that? She just won the open seat. Yes. I saw that in the news, yes.
So that's in Florida, correct?
Yeah.
She took over Elsie Hastings' spot?
Her name is Sheila.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess up this first part of the hyphenated name. Sherfulus McCormick. And yesterday she was elected as the person who is filling the seat from Rep. Elsie Hastings. She's the Democratic nominee, and she won, I want to say it was by 38,000 votes out of the 50,000. And the significance, besides taking over this big seat, we've been prolonging this election for almost like 280 something days. Wow. We've been waiting a long time for it to finally happen. But she is the first Haitian American to hold the seat in Congress, nice. Which is pretty important, especially down here in South Florida. We have quite the Haitian community, so it's good to see some representation come forward and to have a powerful Black female in the position, bringing some insight into politics.
Nice. Very nice.
I saw that yesterday in the news.
I couldn't believe his seat was actually still empty when I had heard it.
Yes, it's been debated recently because it was back and forth on if our head government up in Tallahassee, who is predominantly Republican, if they were purposely trying to postpone and knock this off because the seat was previously a Democratic seat. So lots of debate there if you want to get into the politics.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff coming out now about the voting rights. They want to change how you vote in this country.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Because what happens, if you want to know the real tea,
tea.
Let me spill the real tea.
Spill it.
Democrats don't vote. Republicans vote. So if you get a lot of Democrats that come out and vote, things like what happened with Biden, him winning, happened. If the Democratic Party got their people to vote, more people will vote Democrat than they would Republican. What Republicans want to do is make it as uncomfortable to vote, because then Republicans will win, because Republicans don't vote as many, but there's enough of them to win. So now, I mean, think about this big fight, a driver's license. So you have to produce a driver's license. You have to produce a proof of who you are when you vote, not when you're registered to vote.
And not every American has a driver's license.
That's
not
right.
everyone is able to drive or can go and get their driver's license.
There must maybe a photo ID.
Well, I mean, that's the constant debate. I mean, Freddie's right on the money there. It's people are debating what should the policies and regulations be around voting, and it prevents or makes it open for people to be able to have accessibility to go and place their voice and make their voice heard for democracy. So when people start debating all these limiting rules or making the time period for, say, like mail-in votes to be more limited, it prevents people who may not be able to go vote in person from vote. There's lots of complications and lots of factors involved. So
well, they say the mail-in votes has all sorts of problems and yada, yada, yada.
the mail-in, the counting, the identification process,
Yeah.
every part of it is.
So the latest one now is that they want to do it with filibustering. And I got to tell you something. Since the Constitution was written, filibustering is there. Now, you know what filibustering does? They debate a bill until it dies on the vine. The Democrats want to do away with it because it's a nice way of getting rid of change of voting rights, let's say. So now the president is screaming, he wants to change. You know, you're asking for something that's never even been approached in this country. You don't change old ways of doing things. It creates a lot of problems. So the filibuster question becomes an interesting issue. Now, it's interesting because you guys will be running the country, and there is a lot of debate and hostilities among them.
Around
You know,
what,
they
their
like
age?
to
Oh, yes,
fight.
I'm so hostile.
Well, Slick is very hostile.
Oh, yeah.
Look, that's him in the car, you hear him? But it's changed the way the country is viewing things. Like you take Roe versus Wade, all of a sudden that's become a topic of conversation, whether or not to overturn it. But the meaning behind it hasn't changed. Just being right is now the new norm. It's like when Trump said, I'm going to drain the swamp, meaning he's going to drain Washington. He got a lot of booze that night, okay? He started this stupid trend. So now being right is more powerful than being logical. How can I tell a woman about her body? It's just not right.
Correct.
And, you know, it's going to get a lot hairier. They haven't decided whether federal mandates will be required next month. You know, there is a federal mandate in February. If you work for the federal government or you get funded by the federal government, you got to be vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, you're 86th, right? And it's in the Supreme Court. And if the Supreme Court says that's unconstitutional,
You also don't have to work for the government.
yeah, but you do.
You know, the IRS is so short-staffed right now. They're like,
You're not getting any money. If the government owes you money, it's going to be 6 to 8 months delayed.
they're very short-staffed right now. See what happens with that.
If I was voted president, I would do away with taxes. I would make it all volunteer.
Freddie,
Oh,
president, again.
Again, did you see Fauci? Fauci. Did you see what happened to Fauci?
What happened?
I remember there was a time when they have Fauci on socks. They have Fauci for president. When this thing got out of hand and Fauci says, we have a vaccine, he was the hottest thing. They even put him on a magazine because he's single to meet women. Well, they alleged.
Okay.
Now, this senator yesterday tried to crucify Fauci, saying all sorts of things. So Fauci brought in the article on the guy's website. Let us get rid of Fauci, this Republican. And then he has a box over here that you check that you can raise money for the cause. So he says, you want me, there's a guy they caught from Utah on his way down to Washington to murder him. Did you hear about this?
No.
He had an AK-15. Not only him, some other politicians too, but he was coming down to shoot Fauci in Washington. And they stopped him, a traffic violation, they stopped him, and they found the guns and all that. This guy's going to jail forever.
You should.
But what's happening here is that Mr. Fauci is getting death threats.
Excuse me.
Dr. Fauci.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. I don't understand.
And he was my idol at one time. What happened? Who?
Cuomo.
Well, believe it or not, they dropped the case against Cuomo.
Did they?
They dropped the case.
Where do you get
Breaking
your
news.
information? You have different sources. Have you noticed?
Look
Freddie's
it up.
like on a different source.
Look it up and see if
chain.
they dropped the case against Cuomo. They dropped it.
Bronx News. That should be a segment.
I'm Italian.
Bronx News with Freddie. All right, let's wrap this up. Interesting.
And did you hear that the Piragua man beat up Mr. Softy? You see it in the Heights? True story. Piragua won over Softy. Softy was no longer in Manhattan. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Out 86 him to the Bronx. Thank you.
More to come. Have a great day, everyone. More to come with the arts, the symphony, and the kids. And we will see you tomorrow, 9-ish a.m. drive time.
Yeah, we're supposed to start at 9, but we're going to have Canisius.
10-ish.
Don't be late tomorrow. We'll see you. Who put that 9 o'clock up at?
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we